So welcome back to another video on the channel. In this video, I'm going to be going through how you can find 3K per month e-commerce social media marketing clients. I feel as though everybody thinks that, when they're just starting out, it's just like 1,000 a month retainers or maybe 2,000 a month retainers. But what many don't realize is that in order to take 1,000 retainer to a 3,000 a month retainer or a 5,000 a month retainer or whatever, it's actually very, very easy. And again, this is another one of the amazing perks of the e-commerce niche. As always, if you do find value in this video, make sure you go ahead, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. It massively helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, let's jump straight into it. So I need to get this first point out of the way, because without this first point, everything else is useless. It just won't, you can't sell a client who's of this nature that I'm about to speak about, right? So first things first, in order to sign a 3K a month client, it's not really about your sales ability, right? Like obviously, being good at sales is going to help make that sale easier to get. But my point is with this, you could be the best salesperson in the world. And if the prospect you're speaking to isn't qualified, meaning they can't actually even afford a 3K a month service, even no matter how badly they want to pay it, if they can't afford it, they're not going to move forward as a 3K a month client. It's not going to happen. I don't care who you are. You could be Grant Cardone. You could be, these other huge, gurus at selling and whatnot. Nobody's going to sell a client who genuinely can't afford a service fee or whatever it is. That's the first thing. So, it's not always about your sales ability. I would honestly say like 60%, 70% of having a successful sales transaction is your sales ability. It's definitely, it's most certainly not 100%. 60 to 70%, I would say roughly. Obviously, these are just very arbitrary numbers, but roughly I would say that. Whereas the rest of it is genuinely them on their end. Are they qualified for the service? So that's the first thing. You've got to make sure that your prospects that you're hopping on calls with are genuinely qualified. How do you do that? Well, things such as ensuring they're running a couple ads currently is always a good indicator that they are actually spending a bit of money per month on advertising. So that shows you that they've got a little bit of money left over to spend, right? So that's a good indicator. The social foundations is another good indicator. This one isn't as strong because it's very easy to get fake followers. It's very easy to get fake likes, and it's very easy to kind of, just fabricate those numbers. But overall, for the most part, brands who have got 200,000 followers on Instagram, for the most part, are bigger than those brands who have got 10,000 on Instagram, right? So having that solid social foundation, again, is something else that's super important, because as I mentioned, that kind of ties in and fuels the idea that they're doing okay and they could afford a 3K a month service fee, a 5K a month service fee, whatever it is. So once you've got a client on the end of the phone who's qualified, everything looks good, you've got a strong sales process in terms of like a script and whatnot, the best way, and truly this is the best way to take a 1K a month service fee to 3K a month to 4K a month to 5K a month, whatever, best way to do it is slap on a ROAS deal. Now, before you click away from this video, I know you probably heard me speak about it, you probably heard other people speak about it as well, but I want to just talk about it for a minute because it's very, very important. If you sign a client on board for 1,000 a month, then that's it. That's all you're going to get, 1,000 a month, whether you bring them in 20K a month profit, 50K a month profit, 100K a month profit, doesn't matter. If you only charge them 1,000 a month, that's all you're going to get. Now, on the flip side, if you go ahead and say 1,000 a month plus 10%, right, of ROAS, and that's genuinely performance based, right? I've had so many calls with these brands who say, oh yeah, we're working with an agency, and they're getting that, I pay them a performance based fee. And I ask them, I'm like, oh, how is that a performance based fee structured? And they say, oh, they charge a percentage of revenue. Well, that's not a performance based fee, because if somebody spends $10,000 and brings in $5,000, they're still going to take a percentage of that $5,000, even though it's terrible results and the brand will be in a huge loss, right? They're still going to take a percentage of that 5,000. So that's not performance based. What is performance based is spending 10,000, bringing in 50,000, and then charging a percentage of the difference. 50 minus 10 is 40,000. That's what you charge a percentage on, and that's what I highly recommend you do for your clients, and pitch it in that way as well. Say exactly what I just said. Just say that a lot of agencies, because you're not lying, right? A lot of agencies out there charge based on revenue, but that's not an actual performance based fee. That's just, I'll generate you this much. I don't care how much I spend, but if I generate you 100K, even if I've spent $1 million, doesn't matter. I still generated you 100K. I'm still taking 10% or whatever it is. That's not performance based. Whereas at your agency name, we genuinely charge performance based. So what we spend minus what we bring you in, that difference, that's what we charge our percentage on, because that's genuinely what, you know, that's our performance, that's your profit. Now obviously you've got cost of goods sold that comes into that and whatnot, but you know, for the most part, that, you know, you don't need to worry about that too much. For your ROAS deals, just do purchase ROAS conversion minus your ad spend. When you pitch it in that way, every single client who's going to sign up for $1,000 a month fee will sign up for $1,000 a month plus 10% fee, because also that shows them that you're going to be genuinely more, you know, you've got a lot more interest in getting them better results, which means obviously they're going to make more money, they're going to get a better return, which then obviously means you get paid more. But what they care about most is that they get paid more, and they will, because you have a vested interest in actually getting them better results. So that's the best way to take $1,000 a month retainer, $2,000 a month retainer to 3, 4, 5, 6,000 a month retainer. I was on a call last night with the quantum agency students of the program, the Q&A call that we do weekly, and you know, I was mentioning, and it's very true, like every single one of our clients who has a ROAS deal in place, that ROAS billable that I charge them each and every month is always far more than the flat retainer, right? We got clients ranging right now, but some are like 2,500, 3,500, whatever. But 3,500 plus 10%, that 10% is always comes out to be more than the 3,500 or than the 2,500 or whatever it is, right? And that's just because the sheer scale of ROAS deals. And again, this is another reason why the e-commerce niche is hands down the best niche there is in the world, right? For SMMA, it's hands down the best niche, because the scale is so much. You can very easily spend 10,000 a month, bring in 50,000 a month, have a 15% ROAS deal in place. Obviously then you'll go 50,000 minus your 10,000, there's 40,000 difference. 15% ROAS deal in place, that's $6,000 a month in a monthly billable, 6K a month, right? And if you charge them 2K a month service fee plus, you know, 15%, that's a really good retainer for the client. So you'll have a good conversion rate on your sales calls, but then actually that 2K per month plus 15% each and every month, that's actually coming out to around 8K a month in a service fee. Like, that's just the genuine reality of ROAS deals. So that's how you go ahead and actually come up with a number for the ROAS deal. Like, you know, when you say 10% of ROAS, what does that actually mean? Well, it means purchase conversion value minus your ad spend, that difference you charge your 10%, your 15%, your 20%, 25%, whatever it is on that. How do you go ahead and bill it? Well, everybody should be using simple invoices, okay? That should be your payment method for your agency, hands down. Simple invoices coupled with Stripe. So when you sign on a new client for your agency, you'll set up a subscription. That monthly subscription charges the flat fee, right? So if you've got 2K plus 15%, that monthly subscription that you set up charges the 2K every single month. Pay automatically, send automatically, and it's just gonna be automatic every single month on the 5th, whatever it is, right? Whatever day it is that you sign them up. In terms of billing the ROAS deal, what you need to do is send them a separate invoice, so just a sole invoice, not subscription or anything, because obviously it's gonna change each and every month. So you set a separate invoice, and you just basically put on there, like for me, I just go Bax Consulting performance fee, or Bax Consulting 15% ROAS deal, or whatever, you know, just name something like that. And then from there, you just simply do the math. So go into the ads manager, do the date range, make sure the date range is correct. Go 50, your purchase conversion value minus your ad spend gives you your number, times that by 0. Whatever your thing is, whatever your ROAS deal is, 0.15 if it's 15%, 0.1 if it's 10%, etc. And then just go in there, plug that number in. Make sure you toggle on pay automatically on that sole invoice, and just shoot over, and it's going to pay you automatically. However, caveat, before you do that, make sure you just update the client, send them over a Loom video saying, look, so last month we, you know, from this date range to this date range, we spent this much, we made this much, there's this much difference, we're charging 10%. Does this all look good to you? You know, you don't want to just unnecessarily bill them, or not unnecessarily bill them, but you don't want to bill them out the blue and they're like, what's this $6,000 for? What's this $10,000 for? And they don't realize, and then it's just not good, right? You just need to make sure that you update them, what you're doing, and show them where you're getting that figure from. It's like, well, where did the 6,000 come from? Well, it came from this, you know, just make sure you show them that. And yeah, that's how you want to go about actually billing it. And that's kind of the logistics surrounding ROAS deals. Now, there's one more thing that I want to touch on in regards to ROAS deals, because, you know, it's all well and good for me sat here and saying, you know, you can do 2K a month flat fee plus 15% ROAS. That 15% ROAS could return a 6K a month billable. So that's 8,000 a month for a client. That sounds amazing, right? But one thing I want to say, and I want to touch on this a little bit here, is that you cannot get every single client 5 ROAS, right? Obviously that 6K number that I was talking about, that's based off 10,000 ad spend and 50,000 brought in. That's a 5 ROAS, obviously. And then you charge your billable on 40,000. Not every client will be able to generate those types of results. And so, you know, you could bring on, everybody who's watching this video right now could bring on a client. Every single person. What the logistics of that client looks like, that's where it's obviously going to range. Because like I said, everybody could bring on $100 a month client. Very easy, $100 a month, everyone could do it. But nobody wants a $100 a month client. Everybody wants a $5,000 a month client. Everybody wants a $7,000 a month client. And so what's the difference? Well, the difference is the fact that one's qualified and one isn't. One's more established and one isn't. But there's also something else that comes into that, right? Certain brands will be able to afford a $5,000 a month retainer. That's all well and good. But that same brand may not have the necessary assets, the necessary business kind of structure and foundation that is needed in order to be able to generate them amazing results. Hear me out on this, okay? So this is what I'm talking about. When I talk about proof of concept, this is what I mean. Proof of concept shows that there's a market there for their product. It shows that what they're currently doing in terms of their sales process, their sales cycle, it shows that that's working. And it shows that their product is genuinely one that people want. And it's one that is of high quality as well, right? Because if somebody's product is terrible, yeah, they may be able to sell a couple units, but they're gonna get refunds because it's not what it said on the tin. So, you know, if a brand's doing 50K a month, 100K a month, whatever it is, and they're profitable, that is, because look, everyone can spend 200K a month on ads, bring in 50K a month. So yeah, they've got a 50K a month business, but they're doing terrible, right? So given that they're profitable and they're at some high numbers, that's what shows us that, you know, they've got a solid proof of concept. They've got a strong product market fit. And they're the type of clients that we need, because then when we go to Facebook ads, then we'll be able to get good results. And that's when that percentage deal that you've put in place, that's when that really becomes lucrative. Because as I say, you could sign, you know, you could even do no flat fee. You could just do 10% ROAS. You could just do 15% ROAS, no flat retainer. But if you're working with clients who aren't qualified, who don't have a strong product market fit, who don't have a proof of concept, then you're just going to be wasting your time, because you're working with people who are never going to be able to get good results because things outside of your control aren't in place, such as their product, website, this and that, okay? So make sure, this is why I always bang on about making sure that your clients that you bring on board are genuinely qualified, because it really serves as the lifeblood of your agency. If you bring a client on board and they aren't qualified, yeah, you may be able to sell them. Well done, you sold them, but you won't be able to get them results. And you guys know I'm very big on getting results. You know, just focus on selling the client and then worry about delivering the results in the back end. I've did a whole video on this. It's the worst SMMA advice ever. That's the video of the name, and it genuinely is the worst SMMA advice I've ever heard, right? It's stupid. So, you know, in the back end, when it actually comes to delivering results, if the brand isn't qualified, you're not gonna be able to get results, meaning you're not gonna make any money because, you know, you've got 50% ROAS deal in place, and that's just not gonna warrant anything because you've got nothing to charge 15% of, because as I say, the way that you wanna be structuring your ROAS deals is based on your actual performance, right? And also it just means the client's going to leave you a month later. So you're back to square one with no clients, okay? So really guys, you know, if there's two things you take away from this video, first things first, it's that everybody who is watching this video, right, if you're watching this right now, I do not want you to sign up another client moving forward without some sort of ROAS deal in place, without some sort of performance-based fee in place. Second thing is making sure that every client you bring on board is genuinely qualified. If not, you're wasting your time and you're wasting the client's time on their end as well. So guys, that is how you can sign 3K a month clients in the e-com niche. Honestly, it's very, very easy, given obviously everything we've gone through in this video. And to be honest, 3K a month, I mean, that's just for the title of this video because I know that'll rank better. But to be honest, you'll be able to sign like 10. This is the best way to sign 10K a month e-com clients. And to be honest, it's the only way. So yeah, the sky's the limit with this type of method, this type of approach to billing clients, bringing on high ticket clients and whatnot in the e-commerce niche specifically. That is why I always say it is the best niche without doubt. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will speak to you very, very soon.